Foster kids, what is the first holiday that broke your heart? It was Christmas when I was 12 years old. I had been in foster care for about a year at that point. The first few months were a blur of moving, adjusting, and trying to pretend like everything was fine. But as December crept closer, I started to feel that familiar excitement I remembered from when I was little. Christmas in my head still meant family, presents, music, and laughter. I told myself maybe this foster home would feel different. Maybe just for one day I could feel normal again. In the weeks leading up to Christmas, I noticed the way my foster parents decorated the house. The tree went up in the living room. Stockings were hung above the fireplace. Their kids, the biological ones, had wish lists taped to the fridge. I tried not to stare, but I could not help wondering if I would get to be part of it. I asked my foster mom once if I should make a list too. She gave me a quick smile and said, "We will see." That "we will see" stuck in my chest like a weight. It was not a yes, but it was not a no either. I held on to hope. When Christmas morning finally came, I heard the sound of wrapping paper ripping before I even left my room. I rushed out, heart pounding, and saw the whole family sitting by the tree. Their kids had piles of gifts in front of them, bright paper everywhere, and big smiles on their faces. I sat down on the edge of the couch, waiting. I thought maybe they were saving mine for last. Maybe there was a tradition I did not know yet. Minutes went by, more paper, more laughter, more thank yous. But nothing ever got placed in front of me. Finally, my foster dad glanced over and said, "Oh, we did not know what you liked, so we just got you this." He handed me a gift bag. Inside was a plain pair of socks and a used puzzle that was missing pieces. No card, no thought, just something to check a box. I smiled anyway, because that is what you learn to do as a foster kid. You smile so they do not think you are ungrateful. You smile so you do not get labeled as difficult, but inside I felt something crack. As the day went on, I watched their kids show off their new clothes, their video games, their gadgets. They were planning playdates to trade toys with their friends. And I sat there, clutching my socks and pretending to be fine. I wanted to scream. I wanted to disappear. Mostly, I wanted someone to look at me and say, "We are glad you are here," but nobody did. That was the first time a holiday broke my heart. It was not about the gifts, it was about what the gifts represented. To them, I was an extra, an obligation, a placement. And Christmas morning drove it home harder than any other day of the year. Ever since then, holidays have carried a different weight for me. I can enjoy the lights, the music, the food, but there's always a part of me that braces for disappointment. That little voice that says, "Do not expect too much. Do not get your hopes up." It has taken years to unlearn that, and honestly, some of it still lingers. Because when your first holiday in foster care shows you how invisible you can feel, it is not something you ever fully forget. So when people ask me about my first holiday heartbreak, I do not think about the socks or the puzzle. I think about sitting on that couch, surrounded by joy that was not mine, and realizing that sometimes the loneliest place you can be is in the middle of a family who does not see you as their own. What about you? If you grew up in foster care, what was the first holiday that broke your heart?